Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine and today I will be your guide through Tarot in Wonderland. So this is another deck created by Barbara Moore and Eugene Smith together. Last week I did a review of the Your Tarot Your Way deck that they'd worked on together, and this is a slightly newer tarot deck. This was first published by Llewellyn in 2018. By 2020, when I got this copy, it was on its 5th printing already. So that tells you that it's a very, very popular deck, and for good reason. This is truly an excellent tarot deck. So Barbara Moore, as I've mentioned before, is one of my favorite tarot authors. She's done a number of tarot decks. We've looked at the Steampunk deck, the Your Tarot Your Way deck, the Shadowscapes Tarot. We'll look at Trick or Treat Tarot coming up here pretty soon, and obviously she's done Tarot in Wonderland, and she's done others. She's done many, many, many books on tarot. Eugene Smith is a freelance illustrator. He does a lot of educational illustrations. So he does like historic comic books for educational publishers. He also he does a lot of advertising illustration, and obviously worked on this tarot deck with Barbara Moore. So the first tarot deck must have gone pretty well for him experientially. And so Tarot in Wonderland is a collaboration between the two of them. Now, this is not to be confused with the Disney Tarot in Alice in Wonderland. I have a review on that, and I'll put the link to that in the description box below. But let's go ahead and look in the box. So in this beautiful little literature box, Tarot in Wonderland, you get a 348-page book. Yes, 348 pages, fully illustrated, full color. And what is so super cool about this is it does include some of the original illustrations from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, or Through the Looking Glass. It's both of them. And it uses quotes from the book to kind of establish why these characters or these particular scenes were shown. Why is the tea party the devil? So she goes into the explanation in that. The illustrations are so very well done, and you really do get that same sense that you get from the original. Let me hold this a little closer. If you look at some of the original illustrations, and you get the same kind of feeling and vibe from them. So very, very good book. And there is, of course, some unique spreads in the back. There's advice on tarot, how to use it, how to shuffle, how to ask your questions, why she decided to do an Alice deck. It's all in the book. And if you notice, it's Tarot in Wonderland is the deck and the kit, and then the book is Wonderland in Tarot. So that, and then you get, of course, 78 cards. The size of them, they are 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, or roughly 7 by 12 centimeters. The way she has written the descriptions in this book, she writes them for upright, and she does include the positive and negative, so it's not really written to necessarily do reversals. If you like reversals, you certainly can do that. Well, we've got 22 major arcana, and then the 56 minor arcana. We have wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. And then your court cards are page, knight, queen, and king. So let's go ahead and dive into the cards. So let's look at Wonderland Tarot here, card by card, beginning with the Fool. We have the Magician, Caterpillar, the High Priestess, Alice's vision of herself in the looking glass. The Empress is the Alice and the White Queen through the looking glass. The Emperor, we have the Dodo. The Hierophant is the Cheshire Cat, which I love. The sign of mentorship through Wonderland there. The Lovers, this kind of goes back to the old Marseille deck of having to make a choice. The Chariot, although she doesn't look like she's getting real far with that flamingo and the hedgehog there. Strength, Alice's journey through the forest and through the looking glass. The Hermit, the White Knight. The Wheel of Fortune, Alice chasing the rabbit. Justice, Queen of Hearts, off with their heads. And yet the King of Hearts has issued all of these pardons. Hanged Man, the Mad Hatter stuck at tea time forever. Death, Alice wondering if she'll just go out like a candle if she keeps shrinking. Temperance, which side of the mushroom will make you grow taller? The Devil, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare stuck at tea time. The Tower, ill-fated dinner and the looking glass. The Star, and this is actually the one picture that they did of Alice's sister. Rather touching the way they did that, I think. The Moon, we have the Walrus and the Carpenter. The Sun, Alice has become queen and through the looking glass, and she's sitting with the other queens here. Judgment, we have the White Rabbit as the herald. And the cards, or the people down here are the cards. However, they're fleshing out and coming to life, which I think is very, very clever. And then the World. Alice completes the chess game in through the looking glass. I'm going to go on to the suit of wands, beginning with the Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands, the White Rabbit waits, Four of Wands, Five of Wands, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands. We have Tweedledee there, ready for battle. 10 of Wands, very burdened little hedgehog there. Page of Wands, good old Bill. Gotta pull that monster out of the house. Knight of Wands, the lion. The Queen of Wands, who is the Queen of Hearts in this. And the King of Wands, Father William from Tweedledee and Tweedledum's poem. Moving on to the suit of cups. Very appropriate for our Alice here. Two of Cups, the good friends, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. Three of Cups, Alice and the Red Queen and the White Queen. Four of Cups, the Mock Turtle. Five of Cups, Alice cannot reach her key. Six of Cups, Alice and the White Rabbit. Seven of Cups, Alice and choices. Eight of Cups, sometimes what you pick up isn't what you thought it was. Alice and the baby that turned into a pig. Nine of Cups, again, our enigmatic caterpillar. 10 of Cups, the White King and Queen. Page of Cups, Alice. Knight of Cups, the White Knight again. Queen of Cups is the White Queen. And the King of Cups. King of Hearts there. Let's move on to Swords. Beginning with the Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Alice, which way do you go? Three of Swords. Four of Swords. All part of the Red King's dream. Five of Swords with the Queen of Hearts here again. Just gonna off with their heads. Six of Swords. Alice's boat journey with the sheep. Seven of Swords. Knave of Hearts. Stealing the tarts and the swords. Eight of Swords. Alice bound up. Nine of Swords. The White Rabbit worried about what time it is. 10 of Swords. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Page of Swords. The White Rabbit. Knight of Swords. The Unicorn. Queen of Swords. The Red Queen. And the King of Swords. Humpty Dumpty. Pre-fall. And finally, let's look at our Pentacles here. With the Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, the Hatter trying to juggle it all. Three of Pentacles, Alice painting the roses red. Four of Pentacles, the Dormouse stuck in a teapot. Five of Pentacles, Alice ejected. Six of Pentacles, tea party. Seven of Pentacles, one lone soldier trying to paint those roses red. Eight of Pentacles, the White King. Nine of Pentacles, Alice in the garden. 10 of Pentacles, Alice asleep on the divan. Page of Pentacles, the Hare. Knight of Pentacles, we have one of the Tweedle brothers here. Queen of Pentacles, the sheep. And King of Pentacles, the Mad Hatter. Well, I hope you enjoyed our journey through Tarot and Wonderland, or Wonderland in Tarot. Roses and thorns for this deck. All these roses are red. This is a fabulous deck. And I found it very, very charming in how they were able to kind of tie everything in with the Lewis Carroll original. It's obviously not the original copy I had as a child, which is, childhood was a really long time ago for me, so that probably found its way to a thrift shop. So after using this deck for a couple of weeks, I'm like, oh, you know what, I just really need to read this again, because it really has some wonderful references to the original book, which is very, very charming. Very charming. Of course, it's exceptionally well written. Barbara Moore doesn't do anything by halves. And the illustrations are fabulous because you can kind of see there's a little bit of an influence from the original Tenniel illustrations in the original book, but Eugene Smith has certainly made it his own, and it suits his illustrational style, and it's beautifully consistent throughout the deck. It's very, very lovely deck. If you like this video, please hit like. If you like this type of content, please subscribe. I am going to follow this up with a reading using the Wonderland Tarot, so I hope you will join me there. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.